Well, welcome to Tokyo. We are standing outside the Marinucci side of Tokyo Station, arguably one of the most vibrant cities in the entire world. Ranks consistently on every magazine, travel magazine, top 10 list as a place you've got to see and go to, and for good reason. There's simply so much to do here. If you stay a week, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, you're not going to see it all. And you might be surprised thinking there's nowhere in a city of this size densely packed and you can find some peace and quiet. But we're going to take you to some off the beaten path places that will surprise you, and you will find some peace and quiet. So stick around to see what we have in store.
Our first stop is definitely a place that is off the beaten path and never crowded. It's the little-known G-Gans. The official name is the Greater Metropolitan Area Outer Underground Discharge Channel. It's a massive flood control system in which 5 enormous vertical shafts, each large enough to hold the Statue of Liberty, drain water off 5 area rivers into a 30-meter deep tunnel that runs 4 miles before being stored in this cavernous tank called the pressure regulating tank. From here, it is sent out into the Etagawa River by 4 massive pumps that can empty an Olympic-sized pool in 2 seconds. There are 4 tour options, and each one includes visiting this room, which is the most impressive. It's like something out of a science fiction movie, having been featured in a few through the years. Just remember that what goes down must go up. You'll descend 40 meters underground, but there are no elevators, so that means going down 116 steps and coming back up those steps. We have visited twice and must say there is nothing else like it in the world. This is definitely something about which you'll be able to brag about, and who can resist taking a selfie like this for the folks back home? Another fun activity to escape the crowds and to see Tokyo from a totally different perspective is to rent a Tokyo water taxi. There are more than 20 pickup and drop-off locations, meaning you can create any number of customizable routes. We chose a circular route just north of Tokyo Station that took us through some smaller canals through Akihabara and into the Sumida River and back. Now, there are plenty of boat tours in Tokyo, but with them, you will be just one of 40 to 50 people packed in like sardines. Whereas with the Tokyo water taxi, you're the only passengers. The boats accommodate up to 8 people, and since it is a flat rate, the more people you bring, the lower cost per person. The boats are air conditioned and even include a lavatory for your comfort. You can bring your own food and drinks, so make a fun adventure of it. It's a total blast, and you'll be the envy of those looking at you from the bridges above.
Well, I'm here in Saitama on the north side of Tokyo in the Railway Museum, and it is the Railway Museum to beat museums. The tracks run on both sides, including local rapid trains and Shinkansen. There's restaurants. You can look down on the trains as they pass by. They have incredible rolling stock, models, etc., etc. It's just an amazing place, and as you can hear and tell, it's big time for families and school kids.
There are multiple train simulators, a turntable, and Shinkansen of all kinds. This is definitely a place for the train lover in all of us. Now, this next activity is well known and thus more crowded than we're accustomed to, but it is definitely something to put on your agenda. We've done this a few times and it never disappoints. It's TeamLab Borderless, and it's unique. It's built as a digital art museum and is fully interactive. Hard to describe the experience, but in some cases the artwork moves with you from room to room, and if you touch some of the images on the walls, they will often react to you by moving or transforming into something else. Sometimes the artwork flows around you. Don't have any idea how it does it, but it's impressive. Now, it's almost like getting lost in a maze, as if there is no set route. You wander on your own from place to place, and you may feel as if you're dreaming inside the mind of a genius artist. Tickets give you a 30-minute window to arrive, but once you're in, you can stay as long as you like. We recommend purchasing the first round of tickets in the morning so it's less crowded. While you're here, please click the subscribe and like buttons, as this tells the YouTube genie that we're doing something right, and it encourages us to produce more videos for you to enjoy. This next stop is a little-known museum that is easily overlooked, but resulted in one of our most enjoyable experiences, in part because we didn't know what to expect. We are so glad we visited the Small Worlds Miniature Museum, and although the exhibits are miniature, the place is enormous, covering nearly 2 acres on 3 floors. Now, don't be fooled into thinking this is simply a toy train or model exhibit. It's not. You can even tour the creative laboratory where they come up with these things. There's even a scale model of the Kansai International Airport outside Osaka, complete with a life-size airport lounge where you can grab a snack and watch the planes land and take off. A side benefit? It's not that well known and therefore it is seldom crowded.
Now, if you really want to get away from the crowds, have a nice little quiet place kind of to yourself that has a phenomenal view. Right across the road is the Tokyo Station. This is the east side, the Yaesu Central Gate. Come across the road and you'll end up here. This is the Yaesu Terrace on the 5th floor of Tokyo Midtown Tower. It's a phenomenal place. We enjoy grabbing a dessert over at the Daimaru basement level and bring it over here in the evening or afternoon and pretty much have the place to ourselves, as you can see.
From street level, it looks like a typical office building. Therefore, tourists don't come up here, meaning it is seldom crowded. There's plenty of space to sit and relax, and it's open late into the evening, and it's free. Just inside the door, there are 2 levels of shops and restaurants if you want more than just a snack. So the Yaesu Terrace is one of those hidden gems that you should definitely check out. But don't tell everyone, let this be our secret. Divver City on the man-made island of Odaiba will satisfy all your Robotron, Transformer, and geek desires. It is a massive entertainment complex, several stories tall, featuring arcades, restaurants, and shops offering everything from Hello Kitty to Ultraman. It is even home to the world's only poop museum. Yes, I said poop. It's the Unko Museum, and it's not so much a museum as it is an Instagram photo spot, which they encourage. It's noisy and a great place for the kids, so be prepared, but you could spend an entire day at Divver City.
Okay, we are in Odaiba on a man-made island outside Tokyo at Divver City. Behind us is the Gundam Statue, very famous landmark here. You see lots of people taking pictures and selfies, whatnot. But this brings to mind a word, and that word is
Oki.
Oki.
Oki. And that
Oki
means big, and Shisai means small.
Shisai.
We would use that.
Okay, in a restaurant. You go to a restaurant or you're up to a food stall, you want to get a drink or something, do you want Oki or Chisai? And keep this in mind, sometimes the Oki that we're expecting is still somewhat Chisai. So just keep that in mind when you do it. But Oki is that's big. Okay, till next time.
We now go from the wild and loud at Divver City to another museum, but this one being a little more refined and relaxing. This is the Art Aquarium located in the high-fashion Ginza district. This is unlike any aquarium we've ever seen, and the only fish on display are goldfish, which hold a special place in the hearts of the Japanese. Think koi ponds. Never knew there were so many varieties of goldfish, much less so many ways to display them. I can't keep a pet goldfish alive and certainly can't imagine how they care for the thousands that are here. This is a very relaxing activity on a hot day, and when you finish, you can shop to your heart's content in the Mitsukoshi Ginza store right outside the door. I mentioned earlier that we'd be showing you some quiet getaway spots, so here's another one. If you step outside the Marinucci side of Tokyo Station, then go across the wide plaza to the Marinucci building, take the escalators to the 5th floor. There you will find the Marinucci Terrace. This is a very intimate open terrace with perhaps the best view of Tokyo Station you'll find. On either side are 2 restaurants and plenty more inside around the 5-story atrium. One of the best times to come is in the evening when the floor of the terrace is illuminated as well as Tokyo Station. And if you happen to be here during the winter months, you might be able to enjoy the winter illuminations. And just like Yaesu Terrace, this one is also free and seldom crowded. After an exciting day of touring around Tokyo, nothing beats coming back to a comfortable hotel. With many from which to choose, our favorite is the Hotel Metropolitan Marinucci, located just steps away from Tokyo Station. It's an upscale business hotel with a full-service restaurant and available breakfast. The guest rooms are on the 27th to 36th floors, centered around a 10-story atrium. And if you request a corner room, you'll have a view that rivals anything else in town. Perhaps watching the trains come and go from the station. Service is outstanding, and you can't beat the location. Be sure to look for our upcoming video on Kyoto, one of the most highly regarded cities in the world. Though it is covered up with tourists these days, we're going to take you to some hidden gems that are less crowded, yet offer all the culture, history, and atmosphere of old Kyoto, such as Tofukuji Temple, the Tsuryokaku Water Bridge, the other bamboo forest that few tourists know about, the quiet Gyoji Temple grounds that rival any other temple, among other things. So be sure to click the notification and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss out. And until next time, sayonara!